Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a really special video for you guys. So as you guys can see, I'm here with my mom today, and we're here to kind of talk, not kind of, but we are going to talk about race and identity, especially since we are people of color, we are Black women who grew up in this society, and what it's like for us to vote in the 2020 election, just share some anecdotes with you today, share some stories and things that we have gone through, and not only us, but a lot of people of color have gone through, so that we can keep this conversation going about how much still needs to change and needs to be done in this country. I mean, obviously the world, but specifically this country right now. You know, it doesn't end with just the election. We have to keep on talking about this so that something can actually happen and that change can happen and make better lives for people. So, Mom, say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video and make sure you like and subscribe. Also, Bear Witness did a video like this earlier in the year, and I am so happy to be partnering with them on this video today because it is so important and it's something that I'm really passionate about and my mom's really passionate about, and I think it's something that I want to encourage more people to really stand up and talk about it because things really do need to shift. So yeah, thank you to Bear Witness for helping me with this video today, and let's get started. Coming from going to a private school where I was like the only Black girl, and then I went to a dance studio where I happened to be one of the only Black girls at the studio. There were a few others, but on the competition team, I was the only Black girl on the show for a majority of the show. And I feel like a lot of people didn't really know that about me. Pittsburgh is it's not very diverse. Let's just say that. It's not very diverse. I've been in Jack and Jill since I was like 2 years old, and I loved getting to interact with a bunch of other Black students and kids just growing up. So I have that connection. But yeah, I guess that's kind of like how I grew up.
Well, I think just to kind of flesh it out as a mom, to explain, Pittsburgh is, of course, there's diversity. There are Black families in Pittsburgh, but where you see the greatest issue, and there have been studies done by the University in Pittsburgh and other institutions as well, the Black experience in Pittsburgh is not the best. I take that because, like, even though Nia has, you know, many years in between Nia and I, we have similarities as far as often being the only person in a room that looks like us, whether it's being a Black person or a Black woman, feeling isolated or alone or not seeing someone who reflected of you. So, you know, I would have hoped by the time that I had a little girl, her experience would have been different than mine, but that just goes to show the world hasn't changed that much, that she's still experiencing the same things I experienced as a little girl. And that just shows you we have so much more work to do. I don't know, I think when you were talking about being the only Black girl in dance, that's important too. Talk a little bit more about that.
It's a privilege to be able to dance, and especially dance competitively. And another thing about competitive dance, you don't see a lot of Black girls in competitive dance, let alone winning competition dance. Like, you just,
which is shocking because there's so many talented.
There are so many talented Black girls out there. Like, even
there's a disconnect.
There's a disconnect because online, you know me, I don't dance that much anymore. Like, I still dance not that much anymore, but I will still look online and I'm like, wow, this girl is so good. Like, why isn't she winning dance? Why isn't she winning dance competition?
I have watched other Black dancers be labeled often as they're athletic, they're strong. Very rarely do I hear them described as beautiful, graceful, but I don't see them showcased the same way. I also don't hear in the description of Black dancers, they're not described the same way as their white peers. They're not. As a whole.
They're not. They're all, I can't tell you the amount of times where I've been somewhere and a teacher has told me, oh, well, like, you're athletic and you're strong. I'm like, okay, and you just told that other girl over there that she's beautiful and is light as a feather and, you know, is like breathtaking.
And those types of ways of describing, or those adjectives, are somehow absent for so many of the Black dancers I have seen and experienced. But that being said, I was frustrated in a way that you were not seen. It's almost in some ways that you become invisible, and that you're almost like a backdrop for everyone else, or your strengths are not recognized. Or you're like, oh, you're good for a Black dancer. Kind of a footnote type of thing.
It was really hard growing up, especially in the public eye, and see online and tweets and posts, and it's like, oh, Nia's okay, you know, like she's not that great, but like she's okay, she can dance. I don't think people realize like how hurtful that was, because I was capable of so much more than I did on that show. After the show, not even after, but like even during it, I would go to conventions or have privates with different teachers outside of my dance studio, and they would tell me, oh, I didn't realize how good you were. And I was like, yeah, like I can dance, guys. Yeah, even though you might not think it, because it was portrayed that way on television. I can dance, guys. You know, and I feel like that it's always hard, because I've always felt like I had to prove myself as a dancer, and that's again always working twice as hard to get half as far. That's just how it works.
You are now a young woman and in college and doing other things as well, which is pretty cool. Voted for the first time.
I did vote for the first time
in a presidential election.
Yep. This year, and getting involved in voting and encouraging people to vote, I've learned, first of all, I've learned so much. I've learned people's true colors. I've also learned a lot about myself and things that I'm passionate about and what I stand for.
Humanity is non-negotiable. There are some things that are just in our world and the way that we were raised, it's a non-negotiable issue. It has nothing to do with, this is my opinion. There's no opinion to me that relates to humanity. That's just a defining moment. That is just a foundation of that.
If you're supporting someone who doesn't support human basic rights, I don't care, I'm gonna call you out. I don't care who you are. This election it opened my eyes, and I learned who really loved me and who didn't. I can encourage them to think and do more research, and that's honestly what I'm trying to do. Obviously we have, I feel like, a lot of minority groups, especially the Black community right now. Yes, we have allies right now, but what we need for those allies and people who are not of color to do now is to use their knowledge, to their critical thinking skills to actually make a difference, because it's hard. We need other people besides people like us speaking up. We need people who are not minorities speaking up for us as well. Holding other people accountable.
People, friends, family, businesses, organizations.
And I'm seeing more of that now, especially with Gen Z. I'm very proud of you guys.
I am proud of Gen Z too.
Like,
I would like to not have to worry about living my life or losing my life because of somebody else's prejudices and their racist attitudes. That's something I would prefer not to have to live with. What do you see? What do you hope for the future?
I mean, so many things, honestly, so many things. But I feel like as the younger generation is getting older, that parents teach their children to love everyone, because people aren't born racist. It's taught, you know? Everyone is the same. We are all human. It doesn't matter if you're Black, white, Latina, Asian, South Asian, literally any, it doesn't matter. We're all the same, you know? And until people can really understand and teach their kids that not to treat anyone different because of their skin, because it's all coming from hatred. The less hate we have, the better, you know, the world is. And I know that's so broad, it's so broad, but there's just so much. I want to see more people like me, who look like me, doing extraordinary things, because they already are, they're just not highlighted. Okay, so concluding this video, I mean, we've been challenging you the whole video, but I want to challenge you guys and figure out what you guys are gonna do to make change. What I'm doing right now, I'm getting involved in, you know, a bunch of clubs at school, but not only that, I'm using my platform. Since I do have a large platform on social media, I'm using that to amplify voices that aren't heard, to encourage people to use their voice, to encourage people to educate themselves, and encouraging people to love one another. My goal is to help as many people as possible. So whether that's help promoting an organization that raises awareness or money for a group of people, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do everything that I can to help. There's so much in this world, and I want people to realize that it's a big world, but you need to understand the world. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
But
when you have a larger world view, you recognize that you're just one person in a much larger
yes yeah, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're just one person in a huge world. There's so many different ways that you can make a difference that you have no idea. You can start a club in school to get people involved, and you guys can do charity work. You can raise money. You can have fundraisers to raise money for different projects for other people. And I want people to realize that there's more to this world than just yourself and just your life. Well guys, that was a lot, so take it in.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. But yeah, just thank you again to Bear Witness for helping us with this video. I'm so happy that we're able to share this video with you guys and give you guys our take on things. And again, like we said, and we've literally reiterated this so many times, but like literally just go out there and just do something. Do good in the world, you know.
Leave the world a better place.
Yeah,
You really can leave the world a better place.
Yeah, like leave the world a better place. Yeah. Okay, well, that was a lot, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really happy and blessed to have a platform where we can talk about this, that we can share our experiences onto you guys, and also that I'm at a place, an age in my life where I feel comfortable talking about this kind of stuff. You know, it's really hard, and it's hard putting yourself out there, and I hope they get a lot out of this video. And yeah, so I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.